on occasions, dude, when my life gets a little hectic, I'll have them. And I have so many tools in the toolbox, dude. I know how to handle them. Okay? And so some of them are lighter. And when the light ones happen, and I'm just going outside, like getting some fresh air, kind of relaxing and chilling, right? But then when the big ones happen, when I'm doing the thing that helps me address my panic attack,
right.
I'm like, oh, no, this is something serious. Like, oh, I need to go do something.
Well, we were working out yesterday, and you walked away, and I saw you on the phone. I was like, oh, shit, he must have forgotten he had a call or a client.
No.
And mind you, this was 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, bro.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so I have you.
So that's hence why you're trying to figure out ways to unload things from your business,
absolutely, bro,
onto somebody or something else,
or a system,
a system.
I'm looking for system, people, places, and things to implement into my business that will take some responsibility off of me, for sure.
You know, I don't remember the last time I ever had a panic attack, or if I've ever really had.
Bro, it's the worst, bro.
A panic attack.
It's the worst. You've never had a panic attack?
Maybe.
Like even when you were going through like your bankruptcy stuff?
Probably at that point, I would assume I probably did at one point in time.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I'm sure there was something in there where whether it was the bankruptcy situation of it, or it was when we were doing surf competitions and we were low on money and trying to figure that out. Maybe I was at that point. That'd be about the only time I can think of that maybe I've had one. But I'm lucky enough that I've never really had a panic attack. What does that say about me? Does it say that I just don't have enough? That I just don't give a shit? That I don't have enough stress?
Yeah.
I'm good at processing things. What does that say about me?
Dude, I'm not a therapist, so I wouldn't know. I mean, but I will say, you're good under pressure.
That's what we'll go with.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's not that he doesn't give a shit, people.
Good under pressure. Yeah.
And you know, I am too, but I have I've always had them my entire life, dude. Like so, from childhood. I think I had my first stomach ulcer when I was 16 years old. Like buckling stomach ulcer, bro.
Jesus. Okay.
At 16. Like I was like just working away, and all of a sudden I was just like, ugh, I thought I was having a heart attack. And it was a stomach ulcer. And I was like, dude, what's wrong with me, man? And yeah, so they stuck the camera down and the whole thing, right? And so anyhow, yeah. So, dude, I've been dealing with my entire stinking life. I've been dealing with panic attacks. And so when I have them, it's either something obviously stress related. Everybody wants to say it's my caffeine. Yes, it does have something to do with my caffeine intake, right? Or the amount of caffeine. I am ADHD. I have to have caffeine or Adderall, otherwise I'm not functional. And so working out helps it, right? And so fresh air, downtime, sleep, all the things, right, that you know you deal with when you have excessive panic attacks. But I had one 2 days, the day prior to yesterday, and then yesterday I was just like we were doing kettlebell swings, bro, and I felt off in the morning.
Yeah.
Then I was just like, I'm just tired. I was just tired, dude. And I was like, we started moving. I go, you know what? Once I get my body moving, I'll be fine. And then we started moving, and I was like, oh no, I'm not fine. Like the severe ones are the ones that make the room spin.
Okay.
And so the room spins, my chest gets tight. It feels like I'm having a fucking heart attack, but I'm not, right? I get tingling sensations in the left arm, all these things, right? And so, it's severe, dude. And so I was just like, oh, you know what? I need to go. Probably, I had been talking about doing some things that I normally do to kind of combat it, and because I kind of get like when life becomes unmanageable in a lot of ways, dude. I realize that I start getting symptoms before I get it. I've had them so long that I've now worked with several therapists and psychologists and all these things where they're like, okay, they taught me how to like understand physiological signs in my body before it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, oh, well, stomach turning in the stomach, like those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like, hey, your stomach starts to turn regularly, you know, you're probably going to be real close to a panic attack. So you manage your stress a little differently, right? Sleep pattern disruptions, big, dude. My sleep pattern disruptions are happening is because I'm getting ready to start having panic attacks again. Working out. If I don't work out regularly, those will happen.
Right.
But I work out pretty much regularly, right? And so those kind of things, right, happen. And when you have them, you're just like, oh, shit. Good? You're just freezing your ass off now? Yeah. So, you know, it just, what is it is. So you, when they start getting severe like that, sometimes you need medication to help, right? And so that's why I was trying to make the appointment. It was like, hey, I haven't taken medication for panic attacks in I can't remember, dude. I can't remember the last time I took a psych medication to help me with panic attacks.
Huh.
But I feel like I need one right now just because of everything that's going on right now and just the volume of work that's on my plate right now. Between grandson, between wife burning her freaking foot off, between restructuring in our company, the growth in our company, like all these things that are happening that require all of my attention. And not to mention I still got 200 clients that I got to.
Well, welcome everybody to No Fixed Agenda. As we continue our conversation on stress.
We were supposed to talk about stress today, bro. But I think this is a good topic.
So we talked about this last week, and we can continue on with it. But you brought up a really interesting point a couple days ago, as far as topics, when we were talking about topics. And I thought you brought up a really good one, and you mentioned forgiveness.
Yeah, baby.
And I think it's a very interesting conversation that or topic you wanted to bring up. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I first want to say I forgive you for bailing on me during the workout yesterday.
Was the reason good enough, bro? Was the reason good enough?
It was a good enough reason.
My road dog, he's leaving me. Fuck, he's out.
It was a good enough reason. I'll let it slide.
I promise not to have any more panic attacks while we're working out, bro.
So I forgive you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So
I feel so the burden released.
I want to hear why you wanted to bring this conversation up, because you and I kind of went back and forth with it, but I think it can go in a lot of different directions as far as why it's great to forgive somebody or whatever. But what was one of the reasons, like what made you think like, oh, this would be a really good topic to talk about?
Initially, our climate, the climate of the world right now, and we can talk politics, we can talk religion. I wore my Jesus shirt for that reason alone.
Yeah,
right?
you want to argue with the Pope too?
I do want to argue with the Pope, but we've been on this planet for nearly 50 years, you and I.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so in the 50 years that I've been alive, almost, dude, I'm like, I've never seen us be so divided in a population. And it's sad to me. I have, you posted a soundbite, which, by the way, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, I've gotten more comments on my personal page about it that I'll share with you here in a little bit, but it goes along the lines of what I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
It's so hard to forgive people. And I think that is the reason why we're in the predicament that we are in political climate, the religious climate, and just the overall population of people. The term, I don't fuck with him, always given. And it's so sad, dude, because nothing good can happen from that. I watched the reason, what sparked the idea was I was watching a show on LDS, fundamental LDS, the polygamists.
Yep.
Okay. on Netflix. Don't ask me what the name is. I'll remember it and I'll spout it out.
Yeah. For the
But
technical term, it's Mormons, but
it's Mormons. Yes. Yes.
go.
Yes. Go ahead. Right. But and so the Mormon church, the fundamentalists, obviously they believe in polygamy, and then they had this big arrest where one of their prophets was arrested.
Yeah, you talking about the false prophet?
The false prophet. Yeah, it's the one.
Yeah,
right?
I started watching that.
Yeah, it's really good, dude. And so there was one thing that stood out to me was that the person that produced and had this idea of recording all the things of this false prophet said one thing that really stood out to me was that he didn't have to agree with what they were doing. He just had to accept people for who they were, and there was no good that was going to come of, like, they would have never received the help that she gave those people had she, like, I don't fuck with it. Had she stepped away and said, you know what? These people are weird.
Not my thing.
Not my thing.
Walk away.
These people, I don't agree with them. They're stupid. They're whatever. She could have said all kinds of bad things and been done.
Yeah.
But instead, she didn't. She looked them right in the face and, yes, initially lied to them in the intent to help them, right, and to free a lot of those young kids and girls. But I think that's what the world needs right now. It's kind of sad because I deal with this daily, and the post that I'm going to refer to is the post that you had made. It's like I had my superpower of I can see something in somebody that I don't like, and I can kind of go like this, right? And it's my superpower to kind of love them and support them and encourage them along the way. That post I've got, I'm not joking, I think I got like 10, 15 comments on it, dude. Direct to me, not on the post. They were DM'd to me.
Okay.
What would you think the number one question was that there was DM'd to me?
Probably something about, is it me? Are you talking about me? Is it something I did?
Exactly. Yeah. What's my because that's what I said in the post, right? Like, yeah, there's something I just don't and then like somebody's like, what's my and she's like, I'm watching another comment. I was watching this clip and I'm wondering if you don't like me, Omar.
I actually had a feeling when I posted that,
there
was probably going to be some comments asked. I don't think we got any on the
on the actual
on the podcast page, but I thought that was, as I was posting it, I'm like, I wonder. And as we were talking about it last week, and you said that immediately, and I was like, yeah, you're gonna have somebody that's gonna ask the question, because people are curious like that. People think it's all about them. And I'm not one way or the other. It's just that's what people think. Like if there's been some kind of conversation that you and another individual have had that would make them think that, right? I can see how they would reach out and be like, well, what's my ick? What's my thing with you?
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you got comments about that. I actually got a couple comments that were messaged to me. They were like, oh, that's deep. That's really good. That's interesting.
No.
But nothing like as far as, and that post was mainly directed with you because it was your soundbite.
Yeah. But this is why I wanted to talk about forgiveness. And, people, I got chills right now when I'm about to say, I was scared to wear this shirt when I first bought it.
Okay.
Not because I don't care, not because I was worried about people persecuting me because I like Jesus.
Yep. And if you're listening in and not watching, the shirt says Jesus is King.
Yeah, but on
this
this piece right here, it says,
you're gonna actually read upside down.
I can't read that loud. You're gonna have. Can you see it?
Dude, I'm fucking blind. I can't.
Yeah. You want me to take my shirt off, dude? I mean, come on now.
Anyway, it's a religious.
It's not a religious belief.
It's not a religious.
It's not.
Thing.
It's not a religious. It says, be the kind of person who comes into someone's life and leaves a mark.
Okay.
And it says, not a scar.
Okay.
So there's nothing religious about
No,
it.
nothing religious about it.
That's why I bought the shirt.
Got it.
Yes, I do like Jesus, but that's why I bought the shirt,
Got it.
because of that remark.
Okay.
But I was worried about this, not because I worry about what people are going to say about me, or I just didn't want to shun people away from me when I know I can help them in some form or fashion, whether that be in fitness or whatever, right? And so that was the whole reason why I didn't want to wear this shirt when I first bought it. I kid you not, I bought it I bought it, I want to say about 8 months ago, dude. And I barely started wearing this like last few months.
Just because you were like, I don't.
Like, yeah, exactly, right? And so, and forgiveness is something that is so powerful in so many ways. And I go back to what this climate where we're at right now, not just from an entrepreneurial perspective, because I'm in the service-based business. We talked about this when we talked about stress. Because we're in a service-based business, bro, we don't have the luxury not to, like, I've seen you do this. You're like, there's certain things that you don't like in individuals and things like that. And you're just like, whatever, you know, no stress.
No panic attacks.
No panic attack, right? right.
Yeah.
And so as entrepreneurs, you can't do that. You can have that mentality if you're making a widget or if you're whatever. But in the service-based business, it is really hard to have. That's not why I got into the service-based business. I got into the service business because I wanted to leave an impact on somebody's life. And so that is what's giving me panic attack. But more importantly, the fact that I can forgive somebody or not even see that part of them that I don't like. And if they do me wrong, immediately, bro, they're forgiven because I don't want to carry the burden.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry it. Like, it's a selfish reason why I'm forgiving you. I'm doing this not for you, but for me, right? Yeah. Because if I stand around and I'm angry I'm just so mad because you did me wrong, bro. I am walking around with that baggage all day long, forever, bro. And I'm like, nah, I don't mess with Jeff. He did this. He did that, bro. And I had, when we were talking about this idea and I saw the false prophet documentary, I was like, this is going to be a perfect topic. Because my dad passed when I was 11. I got into recovery when I was 22 years old, dude.
Okay. Yep.
So that's 11 years. I didn't get out of recovery until all my relapses and everything, like 23, 20, right before I turned 24. So you want to talk about, let's just say 23 to 11 years old.
Yeah.
12 years, bro.
Yeah.
I was carrying this anger, rage, disrespect, not disrespect, that's not the word. I was just so burdened with the fact that I hated my dad. I hated God. And I was so mad, dude. Like, fuck them. My dad was a piece of trash and da-da-da-da. I'm mad at my mom. I'm mad at the world. And I just carried it, bro. I carried it. And it drove me to insanity. It drove me to addiction. It drove me to suicide. It drove me to all these things. And the moment I truly and genuinely forgave my mom, my dad, Jesus, God, like all, the moment I truly gave it up and forgave them, I felt so light. I was like, I feel like $1 million, buddy. I felt amazing, bro. I felt amazing. And it was like a split second, bro. Now think about that when it comes to somebody who may have voted for the wrong, for the other party,
right,
for the other president, right? Think about that when it comes to somebody who cut you off on the freeway.
Oh yeah, I mean that the whole entire road rage thing has always interested me. Like, you have that much pent up anger that you're going to cut somebody off, create an accident, and just not give a damn about it.
Yeah.
Right. And so that, yeah, I get that. It's,
Think about that when it comes to this sibling rivalry and discontent. Like there's I have siblings, bro, that don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
After my mom passed.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine that. Like, think about those kind of things. Like, they're carrying those burdens all day long. They're like, which side are you on? I'm like, I'm on nobody's side, bro. Like, I don't have a beef with anybody, right?
Well, I think that's the thing. I mean, when you talk about your siblings, like my brother is 3 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't spoken to him in 2 years.
Oh.
And for whatever the reasoning,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's kind of one of those things where, whether it's he's so wrapped up in his marriage and his relationship with that he doesn't give a shit
Mm-hmm.
about what's going on outside of the world, whether it's something that I did to piss him off or whatever it is. Like I forgive him for whatever it is. Like it's kind of like, hey, it's his life. If that's the way he's gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
then who am I to say, it's wrong, right? Like he chooses to do that, and it's like I was talked to my parents about this a long time ago. We've always had the conversation. It's always like, hey, did you talk to Scott this week or that week or whatever? And it's like, no. And I told my mom, I was like, it is what it is. Like it's not going to change at this point, and I have no ill will towards it. Right? It's kind of like one of those things. Like, hey, if he chooses to want to have that relationship again, then by all means, let's repair it and let's talk and figure it out. Yeah. But I'm not. This goes into the whole entire forgiveness thing. It's like that was one of the things that you have to learn to like. I forgive him for whatever it is.
Yeah,
I forgive him for not talking to his kids. Like they've grown up to be good kids, and it's one of those things. Like, yes, would have been a lot easier for them had he not disconnected from that part of his kids and all that stuff. And it's like, is what it is. People are going to do what they're going to do. And it's, again, I think it's so much easier to just be able to be like, listen, you're forgiven. I get it. Instead of carrying that burden
dude,
all over the place.
It's the perspective things of like, I realized after forgiving my dad, then I had to forgive some other people later on in life. But I realized when I figured out, and I don't want to let too much out because this is very personal, and I don't want to. This is not a public thing to share. But when I realized when I forgave my dad, how stupid I felt afterward for carrying it for 12 years.
Isn't that interesting though?
It is very, dude, because I was like, my dad's dead.
Yeah.
He's been dead for 12 freaking years, bro. He don't care.
Yeah.
He not, you know what I'm saying? I'm carrying it for 12 years, bro. Yeah. And it's like, holy smokes.
Isn't that crazy? How many people does that happen to though?
Dude, and it's like not that serious. Even when it comes to, that was the perspective. It's like nothing is that serious, bro. Yeah. Like my dad was an abusive husband to my mom. He abused my sisters. He did all these horrible things, man. My mom literally packed us up in the back of a station wagon with not a dime to us and moved us from everything we knew down to San Diego, bro.
Yeah.
Just to get away from him, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he was not a good human being. But I idolized him because I needed a man. I needed a role model, right? And so that's the part that I was so angry about, that I was carrying around for 12 years. Yeah. My mom, same thing. And my mom's like, my mom was in full recovery, dude, living her best life, dude. And I'm sitting there pissed off as all hell to her about all the things that she had done to me in my childhood, right? And she's like, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Let it go. And I'm like, how can you say let it go? And it wasn't like, forgiveness is something that you have to do for yourself, and it comes from yourself. Meaning you cannot like, oh, I will forgive them if this person will do this.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I've always been lucky enough that I don't carry a lot of that shit around. I think it's kind of one of those things like I'm living my life. I'm moving forward. Has it really affected the way I'm living my life? No, not really. Like it's in the past. It's in the past. You can't go back and change that one thing that happened. Can you feel bad for it? Can you feel sorry for it? Yes. Can you? But it's kind of one of those things. Like if somebody did me wrong, like listen, man, I forgive you. It's cool, whatever it is. Like I'm moving on with my life. It's not like I don't want to carry that burden again, like you were saying. Like I don't want to feel like there's any anger behind it. And I give my mom, I give my mom a lot of shit because
come on now, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's a saint, bro. She's a saint.
As much of a saint as she is,
I know you're listening. I'm trying to watch my F-bomb through there.
You know, for the longest time, and for the longest time, who knows why, but I'll never forget this. In one of my summer jobs, we had to go take a drug test, and I must have been college or early college, freshman.
Were you smoking the good
no,
stuff?
No, freshman, sophomore. And we had to take a drug test at this company, and a lot of the kids that I grew up with are all trying to go in and get summer jobs for this company, and everybody's going in to take drug tests at one point in time. Me at that time, I don't think I really drank. I didn't do any drugs, and I came back that I failed my drug test.
What the hell?
And I won't say his name, but one of my friends went in before me. Or went in after me. I can't remember which side it was.
Switch the samples.
And my mom for the longest time was like, "Oh, that kid, he switched the sample. It's all his fault that you failed your drug test." Like, and she carried that. I don't know if it's a big burden, but she never let it go. And I'm like, years later, I'm talking like 2 years ago. Yeah. I'm sitting here having this conversation with her because she brings it up again. She brings it up again.
Wow.
And and every couple of years she'll bring it up because we start talking about people I went to school, high school with, and people who still live in their hometown. And
I remember that song.
And she's like, "I will never forgive so and so for you not passing that drug test." And I'm like, why the fuck are you still carrying this around? Like. Honestly, it happened when I was 18 years old. Maybe I had a poppy seed bagel before I went in. Did you ever think about that?
First of all, you can't. I've tried that already. It doesn't work.
So I'm like, there could have been any mix of things that happened. And I'm like, why do you feel it was his fault just because he was in there before or after me? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So she carried this on.
Tell the truth, bro. You smoked the joint before you went in.
I wish.
Now,
granted,
and mommy did not know you were freaking playing with the funny tobacco, bro.
No. No, I was not playing with the funny tobacco at that point. But I did go back in. I did get the job because I went and took another drug test. And I got the job, and I worked there for 2 summers.
Yeah.
And she still brings this up. And finally, I was just like, "What has he done to you?
Yeah.
What has he really done to you that you're carrying?"
To harm her baby, bro.
So she finally was like, "Okay, I'll let it go." And I was like, "Well, that's good. Did you really?" I'm sure if I mentioned his name again, she'd probably bring that up first and foremost.
The scars.
Sorry, Trudy, I love you, but let that shit go. It's like Elsa says.
It's like, let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
And that leads me to the next thing that I wanted to talk about. Like, how do you know that somebody truly let it go and you were truly forgiven?
Yeah.
And so, short memory, bro. Like, you got to sit there and you genuinely know when somebody's full of shit or not about forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's the, I forgive you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I forgive you. Yep. I still ain't gonna fuck with you, but I forgive you. you're like, yeah, that's not forgiveness.
Like,
That's
I
not
don't think
it.
so. I don't think
That's
so.
not it. That's not what's gonna bring us together. That's not what's not gonna happen. You're still not gonna mess with me.
Yeah.
And there's, saying you forgave somebody and actually genuinely forgiving them, and then behaving in a manner that sets boundaries, not so much pushes them away, but sets boundaries, right? And so, I've made mistakes in my marriage. Suzette's made mistakes in our marriage. I've made mistakes in my friendships, right? I've made all kinds of mistakes, dude. I've yet. If you're walking around thinking that you're entirely perfect, like good luck.
Well,
right? Yeah, no.
Snow Bro over here.
Yeah, Snow Bro. My Snow Bro is perfect. But you go into once you say you forgive somebody, then you got to behave in that manner. Right. And I think that's what's going to bring us together as a country in a lot of ways. Right. And is looking past that. People have asked me, like, because I have friends who voted for the Orange Man. Right. And they're like, how can you fuck with, like, that's your da. And I'm like, whoa, like, am I guilty by association over here? What's going on here? Right. Why are you?
So that's the hard thing. Right. And I think that's the politicized aspect of it. And yes, Trump sold a bill of goods to the general public that was never going to be delivered on.
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of the people that voted for him bought into that bill of goods for whatever it is. And, to the other side of the aisle, they didn't bring a very strong candidate that was going to really fight for it. And now it's kind of one of those things, like, anybody who didn't vote for Trump in the first place kind of knew what this was all going to be about. I don't think anybody really saw it going in the direction it's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of that same thing. It's like you get people that are very far on the MAGA side, or you're very far, very far liberals. It's kind of one of these things, like, dude, how can you vote for that person? And how do you forgive that person for doing so? But
people make decisions and choices based on things and perspectives that they have on their current life, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right, and so I don't fault anybody for voting for Trump. Dude.
I don't either.
Zero. Like, dude, at the end of the day, it's like, dude, they have a perspective of whatever it is they have in their perspective, and I'm Chicano, right? And so there's a lot of Mexican friends that I have, and they're like, oh, trompas. They call them trompas. That's the nickname for Trump, right? Trompas. Oh, he's trying to get us all out of here, and it goes for them too. That side too. Like, yes, things were done. Things have happened.
Things will happen.
Things will happen, right? And it doesn't matter who the fuck is in office. It doesn't matter. People have made their decisions and their choices based off of whatever perspective they have in their current life, right at that moment when they made those choices and decisions. And, they're going to have to live with those repercussions and those decisions. We all do.
Yeah.
Like, we all do. I voted for Kanye West, bro. Like, it's like,
so that was never supposed to be said out loud.
Yeah, I say it out loud all the time. I don't care. Like, and so
now I got to figure out if I'm going to forgive you or not.
Yeah. And so, like, I say that because it's not our jobs to understand their perspective. It's also not our jobs to, like, persecute them, right? And so I've been given this uncanny ability to, like, truly forgive and forget. and move on. Like, it didn't, like it, almost like it never really happened. I set boundaries in place, especially because I have a history of addictive family members and and parents that did a lot of wrong to me. And so there's things that I put in place to kind of keep me sane and happy and joyful and safe.
Mm-hmm.
But this doesn't mean that I'm going to shut them away, that I don't fuck with them, or that I'm never going to help them again, because I will. But not to the extent that is going to enable them to make continuous bad behaviors, or that not going to help them or serve them.
Right.
And so, and also not to the extent of my own well-being, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And so, yes, you can set those boundaries away and you can still make an impact, right? The false prophet, that poor lady, she's sitting there pouring her heart and soul and recording everything that's happening in this Mormon fundamentalist family, right? And she's dying, dude, like legitimately just dying, watching these poor 13-year-old girls getting married off to this man, right? 12-year-old girls, 9-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Like, dude. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that.
No.
Dude.
No.
That would be really hard for me, man.
Yeah.
But God bless her for doing that, because now the story's told. Those girls are safe. They did a post interview, spoiler alert, and all these girls are in a good place right now. A lot of them are, right? Some of them are not. And some of them have gone back because that's their perspective. That's what they want. They want that profit, environment.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's really nothing that she could have done any differently. She did what she had to do. She looked past whatever the disagreements were and said, those are human beings that need love and support, and I know how to do it.
Yep.
And I have the ability to do it. And so that's what this country needs, more of that in a lot of ways, in my opinion, and of us just like looking past the fact that you voted for an orange man or you voted for the opponent, whether you are Christian or not Christian, or even people that don't even believe, that are atheists, and all these, like, who gives a, yes, you have those moral beliefs and that moral compass that kind of guides you as to who you want to be. But in order for anybody that you want to support and encourage and help through, like a love of Christ or a love of whatever you believe in, or a love of your passion or your hobbies, or like me as a coach, right? Nobody will ever come to me if I stand on my soapbox and I say, these are my morals. These are what I believe in. And you're not good enough if you don't believe the same thing I do, if you don't have the same political views as I do. Nobody will ever come to me. Nobody will also never come to me if I'm negative about something that person truly holds a special place in the heart. Like early on, I don't know how many gym owners, just going back to fitness, like gym owners like, oh, that methodology, that gym is trash. If you really want to get better, come and do mine. Like, bro, you don't even know what you just said. Like, that person might have been like, had a real emotional connection to the gym that they came from, and they were looking for something new to incorporate into their fitness, and you just turned them away from it because of what you said.
Right.
Because you didn't accept that part of them, because that's, are you saying that they're dumb because they went to like, or they're not good enough, right?
Yeah.
And so we have to get rid of all of that. We have to look past it and do what that girl did in the Fundamentalist documentary. And you guys should go watch that and see how hard it was for this married couple to immerse themselves in that
Right.
fundamentalist environment and watch these little girls get married off to a grown man.
Right.
And now not forced, because they did it willingly, kind of, sort of, but be manipulated into having kids early on in their life. Right. And so we need to do more of that. We need to do more forgiveness, not so much understanding, because we never will understand somebody else's perspective on what they're going through and why they did the things that they did, or the choices that made the choices that they did. But you got to look past that and go, person, that might need my help. And I think if I don't shun them away by standing on my soapbox of what I believe in, I may have a chance to support them or impact their lives in a better way. And that's all this episode was supposed to be about for me. Right. And so hopefully you guys got some value of that. Right. and can get away from, oh, this and that and the orange man and the senile man and whether I believe in Christ or not, or putting people in a box of perspective of like, hey, you know what? Oh, because you believe in Christ, this was my fear. You believe in Jesus Christ, that means you must have voted for Trump. Right? Or you believe in Jesus Christ, so I don't believe in it, so therefore you can't help me.
Yeah. It is interesting though when people wear now when people wear, like, it's the red hat.
Oh yeah.
The red hat deal, and people don't really want to talk to those people.
It's triggering, isn't it?
Or it's like when people don't want to wear that somewhere because they don't really know. It's the same thing with your like a very religious shirt.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like, dude, you want to go talk to that person? I don't really like. It's interesting how that it is so like it hits hard with a lot of people. It
hit hard. Like there's so many triggers that people have that I learned in this just in my gym sales process, dude. I close 80% of the people that walk into my door. It means they're gonna sign up for something. Not because I'm not doing that to pat myself on the back. I'm doing that because I've been blessed to be able to look at people and go, what is their true pain point? That's it. Like that's all. What is your true pain point? Why are you walking through my doors?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell you what I got, because what I got is good. It's good for anybody if you want it.
Right.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Come and get it. Right. But why do you want that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I close 80% of it. Not because of any other reason other than that. Not because I'm a great salesman. Because I sit there and I take away my own perspective and I try to look it through the lens of somebody else's perspective. I don't have to necessarily understand their perspective or agree with it for that matter. But I do have to kind of get an idea of where they're coming from so that I can help them.
Yeah.
Period. Right. And so hopefully this does that for people and we can kind of like step back and not worry about whether somebody's Christian or not. And I think the church did it wrong for so many years. And I'm not talking about church here. I'm talking about just a spiritual belief. I think they did it wrong in so many ways because they persecuted so many people and they shunned people away because, oh, well, you don't fall within this confines, right? And that's all BS. All BS. Like, look at it as they are people that need help. We're all human beings. And the better we work way better together than we do apart.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
There you go, folks. There you have it. Words of wisdom by Omar Hernandez.
The average Mexican. What is it?
Everyday average Mexican superhero.
The everyday average Mexican superhero. I just told somebody that story the other day. They were like, "Shut up!" And I was like, "Bro, that's my nickname, bro."
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you, and thanks for listening. I appreciate it.